Botheads Fantasy Football Week 11 recap. We're recording this on Sunday night before the Sunday night game, but we're going to release on Monday, so I want to mention that at the beginning. And let's get into our recap, boys. The first player we're talking about is Amari Super Cooper, Randy's new favorite receiver. He had a
pretty cool
huge
guy.
game, dude. Huge. 12 targets, 8 catches, 113 yards, and 2 touchdowns in a losing effort against Buffalo. So I guess basically the biggest question I want to ask is, how excited should we be for Amari Cooper in 2 weeks when Deshaun Watson comes back?
Sky's the limit, man.
I'm super excited about it. Just having him on your roster is just so exciting.
Talk about a league winner, right? Washington, Baltimore, Houston on the line still. All with Watson, too, those games.
I'll say massively excited. No, it was me. I cut you off. That was my bad. It's 14. He's already wide receiver 14 with Jacoby Brissett. When Deshaun Watson comes back, if he's as good as he was when he left, he could be a top 5.
He'll probably be rusty a little bit, though, I think. Watson, I mean.
Probably at first.
Still really good for Amari Cooper and Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yeah, this is the fourth game he's busted over 100 yards.
Oh, 100% you're starting him every week.
Agreed.
I mean, I don't see a situation where you don't start him if you have him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
You're starting him every week. He's a plug-in starter every single week.
What about Donovan Peoples-Jones? He's been pretty good too.
It's a little bit more situational, I'd say, but I would start him. I mean, he's consistent.
He made some impressive catches today. Very impressive catches on the outside.
He's one of those guys that kind of fly under the radar too. I'm sure he's not very rostered.
Yeah, he's easy to get in a rebuild too in Dynasty, I bet.
56% rostered. DPJ.
Yeah, he's probably available in a lot of leagues. Holy crap, 56.
Deshaun Watson, man.
Right, and he's been playing good lately. He's picking up steam lately. He's like wide receiver 40-something, but that's just because the first few weeks he was kind of slow. But
I mean, receivers like Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase come in the NFL, and they just break records right away, and everyone expects that to be.
Nobody's got any patience anymore.
It's normally like a 3-year thing for receivers. In their third year, they start to break out. And here we're seeing it with DPJ a little bit. He's starting to come into his own.
You could see his talent. It's just a really run-heavy scheme, so it's kind of hard for a player like that to even break out like he has.
Though. Could be exciting, man.
It's gonna be real nice.
Could be really, really exciting.
And he's a down-the-field threat too, so it's real nice.
And he's got Amari Cooper playing the way he is. He's gonna be taking the double coverage.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Man, DPJ, man.
And David Njoku, the Browns' offense is good for fantasy. If they could just play defense, they'd be pretty good.
Yeah, next year.
But let's get on to some Kirk Cousins, some disappointing talk. Randy's boy, Kirk Cousins. It was
this is heartbreaking. Today, I think it's because I talk so much shit about Marcus Mariota and the Atlanta Falcons that this is karma. I don't really know. I mean, you just gotta take it on the chin. 1 point from your quarterback.
Yeah,
what you can do about it.
Sometimes
big rough. We're gonna get to that later.
It's such an anomaly as well. Like, look at how well he's been playing the last 5 games. He's had between 17 and 26 points.
Every game. The least he had before was 15.9, 16 points pretty much.
And Justin Jefferson obviously took a huge hit. He threw for 105 total yards in the game.
We were really wondering how the Cowboy. What was it again? What was the stat you guys told me?
Oh, Dallas was favored to win that game by biggest volume.
On the road against an 8-1 team or something? That's crazy.
Yeah, they knew something we didn't know.
Exactly what I was going to say.
I wish these players like CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, and Kirk Cousins would have done this last week.
Yeah, I bet you
had to make things to be an entirely different game than it was. It's kind of surprising.
Mike gets lucky, Josh, right? Against Randy's juggernaut-ass Dingleberry team. Mike's the one that gets the 1.2 Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins no Justin Jefferson, and Josh gets the Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Randy freaking fisting, dude.
When Marcus Mariota scores double the amount of points as Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson, you're in for a rude awakening.
It's shocking he got sacked 7 times in that game. Like, they were all over him on defense.
Yeah. 49 yards in sacks. Holy crap.
Every time they showed a highlight in red zone, he was just getting sacked. And I was like, Jesus Christ, can somebody block?
New England next week. Are you thinking about starting Aaron Rodgers or Matt Stafford? Well, Stafford's got concussion. Are you thinking about starting Aaron Rodgers and Dingleberry, Randy?
Yeah, I know a couple weeks ago I said I was like really fading Aaron Rodgers, but the past couple weeks he's been connecting with Christian Watson. He's been throwing 2 to 3 touchdowns a game. It's definitely.
I'm not like super like I don't think Kirk Cousins is done or over or anything, but coming off this rough performance and now going to play New England, it's kind of a little shaky, you know. If I had to start him, I wouldn't feel that bad about it still, though, honestly.
It's definitely, you got to pause and look at your situation when you do have a player play like this. But I think it's just a random bad game. Maybe something else is going on, but I don't think so.
Time for Josh's victory lap. It's Najee Harris' victory lap. Making me look dumb. Every chance I get, I talk shit about Najee, and he comes out here with 2 touchdowns, 20 carries, 90 yards, 6 freaking targets. The old Najee almost with 6 targets.
That's important to note. Jaylen Warren did get hurt in this game.
True.
So,
and it looked like a hamstring, so it won't be too serious. But yeah,
it's a little bit of an asterisk, but I think we've seen a couple of consistent, decent performances from Najee, man. I don't know if I love him for the rest of the season, but Dynasty, man, he's still got a couple of years on his legs left, man. He looked good today.
He just made himself a new ceiling.
He definitely rises your
I was gonna
stock.
say he broke the ceiling that he's had before for sure.
Heck yeah, man. He's starting to look like the running back we wanted him to be.
It'd be harder to get him now than it was when we were working on the trade, just because based off how well he's been
You should have
doing.
sprang when you had the chance, Mike. You didn't need Romeo Dobbs.
To be honest with you, I sent the trade. I think I told Randy, I was like, I sent him a trade offer, and I was like, I wish I didn't even really want to do the trade offer that I sent, and then he countered it, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
I feel it.
It happens. I didn't really want to trade Najee. I was just trying to get a piece.
Yeah, I feel it. It would have been a good move by me too, though, for a rebuilding team to get Najee. He's 24, but he's only played 1 year.
Right. It'd be a Derrick Henry. I'd be like 27, 28 and still be pretty good, you know?
Like a strong guy.
Like Josh was saying, Tread is the less, so.
Yeah,
I mean,
a couple of offensive line pieces next year, man.
Right, and get a better running game going in general. But if Jaylen Warren's out for a few weeks, his ceiling is pretty high, I think. Especially if he is getting these targets, man. But
I think I got a little bit of a soft schedule coming up, to be honest with you. I mean, Carolina's a little iffy. Indy, though.
Baltimore stuff.
Las Vegas is easy. Not bad. All right, Mike, time for your boy, T. Higgins.
For people
that honestly
took him as a wide receiver too this year, getting rewarded as him being a wide receiver 1, even with Chase being on the field, he has been astonishing. Today he looked incredible. 13 targets, 9 catches, 148. He just keeps doing it. I had him in a redraft last year. He balled out then. He had that one goose against Baltimore, but
he got injured though.
Yeah, he was hurt.
And he got injured week 1 too. So
other than that, he has been balling out. I love T. Higgins in a redraft, and I definitely love him in a dynasty right now. I wish I had him in a major.
I was hoping he'd be better than wide receiver 24, but
he's not really getting paid off for him being a wide receiver 1.
No, but wide receiver 2. And
that's where you got him. You're happy with it.
With the 2 injuries, though, I think he's probably giving you better than wide receiver 2 points per game basis, right?
Yeah.
I think it looks good.
I don't think Chase hurts him
on your team.
Really, I really don't think that Chase being on the field hurts him very much. I think they both can eat in Cincinnati. Honestly.
Right now, Tyler Boyd would be a good guy to get to while Chase is out.
Chase is probably coming back soon, though, right?
Yeah.
Weren't you telling me that, Josh?
I hope so.
He's off his crutches.
Could practice next week.
That'll make me a happy boy, dude.
So it looks like at the most you'll be 1 more week without him, you know?
That'll make me a happy boy.
Rest of the season, T. Higgins, lock and loaded, must start, I think. So
I agree.
Chase or not, I don't think it matters at all.
I think having Chase is kind of
You think Boyd for the rest of the season, or?
I mean, why not, man? He's dropping 20-point, 25-point games with Chase and T. Higgins there. They throw the ball a lot. He's the best number 3 receiver in the NFL, in my opinion. And to be honest with you, I don't even think it's that close as a number 3 option.
Attempts is pretty fat. There's definitely enough to go around, that's for sure. Quarterback 5, bro's having a great season, man.
Once Jamar Chase comes back, I think it'll be more like you can plug Tyler Boyd in if you have to and play a lot more matchups. But like right now with Jamar Chase out, I just love him, dude.
It's juicy.
I really do.
Hopefully Chase comes back soon.
I think Chase hurts Boyd more than he hurts Higgins.
Definitely.
I'll agree. 100%.
I hate Tony Pollard this week. Mike started Tony Pollard against me in freaking buttheads.
It's okay.
I think I still might
Mike has a small wiener.
I mean,
will we get demonetized if I take my shit out, or
probably?
No one wants to see that, Mike.
We don't have my magnifying glasses anyway, Jim.
We're on to the backup running backs here.
I am
3 of them. Long and skinny. Okay, Tony Pollard, 15 carries, 80 yards, 6 targets, 6 catches, 109 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Crazy. How long are they going to keep giving Zeke 15 carries? That's basically my question to you
never again.
guys. I mean, they did it again. And you remember
Forever.
the article we read literally yesterday? He's got the most guaranteed money of any running back in football. Zeke does. They guaranteed
We
him
hit the
50
over on his
million.
10 carries, that's for sure.
Yeah, we did.
Jerry Jones probably hates himself for paying
They're
him that
just
much.
rolling him out there, 2.8 yards a carry, and they got Tony Pollard with freaking.
They do
Look at
not
this,
care
5,
what the
5,
15
9,
carries do.
7, 4, 10. Like, come on, man.
You love to see that Zeke 1 target in the passing game, though.
Yeah, you do. That's for sure.
You
And
got
you
a lot
love
of
to
Tony
see
Pollard.
this. This is 6 targets, 6 catches, 109 yards, and 2 touchdowns through
He's
the air.
fast. Did you guys see him score? He just like broke away clean a couple
Oh, I
times.
watched it.
He had himself a monster game today. I was
I
pretty
was
happy
that
very
about it.
6'8"
angry after
yarder,
Hawk dropped
man.
those touchdowns, and he kept scoring. I was just like, freaking Mike.
I have him in Wake Tucky too, and I started him. It's looking good today.
I've been starting Tony Pollard in every league that I have him in.
So,
which is
what's your
like
guys'
3.
prediction rest of the season with the Zeke and Pollard?
I think he's taking the job. I know that
Totally outright?
I think Zeke is going to get a lot of
Oh, I
carries
wish.
because of how much he gets paid, but I think
Right.
Pollard's going to produce better.
Well, yeah.
You can't pay somebody $50 million.
The problem is Zeke's going to
Yeah.
keep getting 15 carries.
If
So.
I
that's
could
the
get
issue.
something nice and shiny for Pollard right now at the trade deadline, I would ship it away.
Redraft or dynasty?
Redraft.
I'd have to be nice, but I agree. It'd have to be
Game and a
real
I
half
think
nice.
he's going to regress a little bit. He's still going to do better than Zeke, but Zeke is back, obviously. He's going to get his 15 carries again. I don't know if he can be this efficient
I agree.
on 20
But
touches.
it's kind of one of those situations where I don't know how much longer we can deny it, man. Like, look at these
He's
yards
a
per
running back
carry
they use
every
in the
single
passing
week.
game, man.
And
They use
yeah, he's
Tony.
been getting targets too.
He even lines up in the flat sometimes.
He
It's
will
crazy.
regress though. Randy's right about that. He's going to regress
little
with
bit,
Zeke
yeah.
back. He'll drop back. You won't be getting your 36-point games frequently.
You'll be getting more like
12,
13 to
yeah,
20
14.
probably. Yeah.
If you can get
But
like
you're still cool
Ramondre
with that?
Stevenson and a like good receiver, like Ramondre is a bad piece in the deal.
Look how good.
Like T. Higgins.
Oh yeah.
There's
Slam
no
it.
way. I would
People need
slam it
running
if I
backs, and
had Pollard.
he has
I'd slam
huge
that in
games.
Dynasty, redraft, any of them.
Just a little
Anything.
bit of bait if you have extra running backs and Pollard's like not
If you
really
can get
going to
T.
start.
Higgins straight up for him and I had extra running backs, I would do it. Especially in Dynasty, but I mean, even in redraft at this point.
People are a prisoner of the moment. They see him scoring 33, 21, 36 points.
That is true.
Zeke wasn't there for 2 of those games. Zeke's back
No one
getting
has
15
any
carries.
patience at all. So you're probably right.
I think he'll get his 15 points, though. But
He's
I don't
going to
think
be a
he's
good
going to
start.
be throwing 30s down. And if you could get an elite receiver,
I agree.
even like Terry McLaurin and Ramondre Stevenson, I would slam that if I was.
Redraft, especially. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably both, though.
Either or, I'd say.
On to our second backup running back today, Jamal Williams. And this is my dagger, man. This sucks.
Right there with you.
3 touchdowns for Jamal Williams. I'm the biggest DeAndre Swift fan ever, and this just hurts so bad for me. Swift still had 11 fantasy points, but it just doesn't hit the same as it would have been if he just was healthy from the beginning, getting the carries, getting the work. I'm going to be anxious to see the snap percentage, but I know it's not going to be good for Swift. So,
They love this
what
guy
are
in
your
the red
guys' thoughts
zone.
on this?
Every week I say I'm
situation?
done. Every single week I say I'm just going to go with the guy who's getting the touchdowns and getting the carries. But I can't get away from Swift, and I'm going to keep doing the same thing next week probably.
I kind of had the same problem. In like Andy's and Wake Tucky, I have both running backs. And I always keep starting Swift because it just feels wrong to not start Swift. And every time it's like, oh my God, I just missed out on like 15 extra points.
Between 6 and 10 touches is not enough a game to start somebody. I mean, he's
It's kind
doing
of
what he
crazy
can with
because
it.
he still is giving you a floor with what he's doing. Imagine if he had more touches
Just
and
double
more
it.
usage.
Just give him 12 to 20, and he's going to give you 15 to 25 points a game.
It's crazy.
There.
He's able to give you this floor with this usage, man. It just gives me hope. Still, I'm never gonna quit DeAndre Swift. So,
Sure.
what about you guys? You still riding with him, or you done with Swift?
Yeah, I mean, I have to.
Same.
Another situation, but you probably just have to write it out. You're not going to get what you want for him if you try and trade him.
True.
Unless you're trading him to you.
To me, right?
And in my situation, I have Brees Hall go down. I trade him away. I have Joe Mixon now with the concussion, so I'm
now you're
running
really in a
down
tough spot. You have JT
that
still
trade.
too,
Yeah, the
but
trade for ETN really helped in that
and
situation because
ATN. Oh my goodness, your
I
running
would be
backs are so
stuck with
good.
JT and Swift, which isn't like the worst thing in the world. But if Swift is only getting 5 to
Talking about
10
my
touches,
dingleberry.
it's like it's definitely nerve-wracking coming into the playoffs. You do not want a guy in your playoff team getting 6 touches.
Do you think I should start Rachaad White over him next week? At this point,
Cleveland.
It's a tough one, but against Cleveland, I mean,
I'm gonna try to put them both in my lineup, but if I can't, I have to choose one or the other. I have to start Rachaad. I think. You saw how James Cook and Devin Singletary at one point they were running back 1 and running back 2 rushing the ball today. They both had like 90 yards, 80-something yards both. Makes me sick, man.
It's hard to
James Cook
watch.
sucks.
Oh, freaking Browns defense, man. All right, the last of our backup running backs, Samaje, Randy's boy, Samaje Perine. He averaged a cool 2.73 yards per carry, but he caught 3 touchdowns on 4 targets and 4 catches. So it's an interesting game. He scored 30. It's a super outlier game, Mixing with the concussion, might be back next week, but against Tennessee next week with no Joe Mixon, is Samaje Perine worth a start or at least a look, or what you guys think?
I
like
think if you're
Perine.
starting AJ Dillon, you could look at Perine.
Yeah, me too.
And maybe it's not gonna be the greatest thing in the world, but if Mixon misses a game, it's definitely worth it.
It's better than what AJ Dillon's been giving you, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if Joe Mixon doesn't play next week, I'm starting Samaje Perine over AJ Dillon 100%. But I'm
Yeah,
not
you actually
starting him over
have that,
people
huh,
like
Josh?
Tony
In
Pollard.
Ballage?
No, I don't have Samaje. He's on the waiver wire.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna pick him up if I didn't get Kenny Gainwell, and I should have just picked up Samaje. I almost did. I promise. I almost did.
Hindsight. No, you were saying it before the
I was gonna
games
pick them
even
both
started.
up, but I didn't want to drop Terrence Marshall for him. So
He popped in my
Randy.
best ball team today.
It's a good place to have Samaje Perine.
It was.
Even with Mixon out there, he gets targets. He gets a couple targets. It's kind of weird, but
he's
I
a
don't think
5-point
he's got
guy. I probably should
much.
have started him over.
no.
He's got a little bit of a floor, though. You're kind of right, Randy. Maybe you should have, Josh, got a little floor with him. But Kenny Gainwell had that opportunity to score like 2 rushing touchdowns. He does that every now and then. So
That's what I was thinking too.
I don't want to
Is
spend
what
too
it
much
is.
time on Samaje, though.
Samaje Perine.
Yeah, we've seen this every year. He always has a game like this where he pops off. Like,
Yeah, against the Ravens last year.
I'm sorry, Randy. We got to get to the game of the week, though.
Oh yeah, it's
Marcus
not been
Mariota,
going good.
the man with Marcus Mariota starting in our first ever Dynasty League with a big lead going into the primetime games against the Duck Dynasty, probably the favorite to win the championship before the season.
Actually surprising.
How you guys feeling about your game, dude?
I mean, he threw the ball 20 times for 131
It
yards.
didn't look pretty at all either.
He ran the ball 13 times for 25
dude.
yards, 2 yards a carry. I mean, he's pretty cool, I guess.
It looks so ugly and it works though.
Yeah, he literally scored like 16 times the amount of points that Kirk Cousins did. Kirk Cousins got taken out in the 3rd quarter.
He's still quarterback 13.
Yeah, he's
crazy
holding
too.
on.
Because if Wentz would have started it, I would have started Wentz over him.
Like, I'm not proud to be starting Kirk Cousins in a 1-quarterback league, but maybe in my deluded mind, I just thought that there was a bigger gap between Kirk Cousins and Marcus Mariota than there is.
There is, in my
You hear
opinion,
that, Kirk
1 week doesn't
Cousins?
change my mind.
Yeah.
There's a huge gap for me.
Well,
I
anybody in
think
the
there's
right
not
mind.
many people who would choose Marcus Mariota over Kirk, right?
Seeing the
I mean, like,
stats, if
less
I
than
knew what the
1%.
stats were
Yeah, I
before
was
the
gonna
game,
say
it would be
less than
hard for me to
3.
even pick Mariota knowing that the answer is Mariota. So I still might pick Kirk Cousins.
Looking
after
at
the
this
fact.
scoreboard and seeing Kirk Cousins have 1.2 and Marcus Mariota have 17.74. Next week, if I have them both on my roster, I'm still starting Kirk Cousins, and I don't care what the matchup is. Basically.
Got a couple big running backs to go. You never know.
Yeah, you're not out of it. That's for sure, Andy. But, I mean, your receivers and Kirk Cousins
Well,
really kills
everything
you.
has been completely, besides Cortland Sutton, I'll take the 14 points from him. T-Hawk, I guess, 8 points. Not really happy with it. You want
He
more out of
dropped
that?
2 touchdowns. He dropped 2 touchdowns on back-to-back. Well, he dropped 1 touchdown twice on back-to-back plays, dude.
You like to see 9 targets again.
Dude, I mean, Cortland Sutton doesn't have a bird name, a duck name.
You got one for me?
No.
What about Justin Jefferson? Doesn't have a duck name.
Oh, he's just Justin Jefferson.
Sorry,
He's the king
Andy.
of the Ducks.
So what's your guys' prediction? Who's going to pull it out in the end?
I'm going to lose.
I'm gonna say if Hopkins is out tomorrow,
With
Rondo
Brandon
Moore,
Ayuk,
huge start.
Rondo Moore
Brandon Ayuk
versus
really scares me
Debo and
because I
your
have
running
Debo and
backs.
CMC, right? So if Brandon Ayuk is the guy, I automatically lose. If he scores more points than
But
CMC
what if
or
he's
Debo.
not?
But you have Eckler, the number 1 running back, and CMC scares the ever-living fuck out of me. So this is still anybody's game right here.
Yeah, Eckler might get like 19 targets.
That
He's
is
going to be
for
scoring a
me
lot of points.
because
a big
I'm
game
rooting for
changer.
Rondo Moore and Brandon Ayuk for my
I
Botnets
mean,
team.
do you see
literally.
this, you guys? 16, 12, 8, and 12. How many targets does this man get?
Sometimes when they're losing, they'll
It's
just
like a
throw it to him like
receiver,
6
dude.
times in a row.
But yeah, that also depends on how that goes tonight. Like if they're down to the Chiefs, they're going to be throwing the ball. So
Yeah,
it
we
could
got
be.
we got a few minutes left here before Josh's game, so let's
Both
get
of
into
our receivers are back.
our big preview here. What do you
Hell
think,
yeah,
Josh?
dude.
Call your shot.
I think Isaiah Pacheco's gonna have a good game, dude.
Think so?
I do. I don't have any
Is he going to
reason
have a
to
better
tell you.
game than
Definitely.
Austin Eckler?
No, that's not clear. No,
What
Bigger
about
game than
Kadarius
Kadarius Toney. Yeah.
no. I love Kadarius Toney. I think he's gonna be sweet.
Will Kadarius Toney score 2 points?
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
I like
On the first
I like
drive.
the chance.
Thank
I
you,
like the
Josh.
chance
That's
of
going
that.
to be over quickly.
On the first drive, because he gets the scripted work, man. They script him plays.
I feel
They
bad. I
literally-
talked Mike into starting Russ Wilson, and he would have 10 more points with Marcus Mariota, dude.
I think I would have went with Russ anyway.
If I was you, I would have started Russ, though, so I shouldn't feel bad, actually.
Vegas was a pretty hot matchup, I figured, anyway.
Me too. He played well, too. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
You guys see, Russ actually played really well.
It was shocking.
He didn't even
and
have a
I'm
chance
happy
in
about it.
overtime. He just didn't throw a touchdown, but, like, he was really efficient. And
Yeah, good job by the Raiders in the end of that game, man.
Yeah, you
What a
don't
sc-
deserve a shot in overtime when you leave
24
Devontae Adams wide open by
31.
himself.
Yeah, he was literally just streaking wide open. But
I got this weird vibe where I didn't really feel like he cared. Like he
Russ?
tried to like win, he didn't really do anything wrong. But then when he's sitting on the sideline, he's like, "Oh well, if we get stopped and we win. If not, oh well, I'm gonna go home." I don't know. It just didn't seem like he cared.
Yeah, he's been rubbing people the wrong way a lot lately, too,
Once the
Russ.
season started, it feels like.
Yeah, a lot of his ex-teammates have been talking a lot of shit about him, too, from Seattle.
Apparently, he's making old play calls from the Seattle playbook in the fucking huddle. Like I've seen 2 reports on that. Like he's calling out Seattle plays from like when he played there. It's crazy. Tyler Lockett called him out saying that he called an audible that they used when he was still on the team, and he told Seattle that when they played him with the Broncos.
What happened to Clyde, man? He had a good first half of the season. He
I
really
agree.
did.
He was so efficient, though.
Like just
See,
watching
that's
him play, dude, he played really, really good. He
he
runs
was
the ball hard.
still
Even
not
in
getting
those
a lot
lower
of work,
games against
though.
Vegas and Buffalo, man, whenever they give him the ball, he runs tough, dude. I'm telling you, watch
I
every
would
single
like to
game.
see some more CEH.
I can't believe they just like, you know what? They must see something that we haven't got to see yet from Pacheco.
That's what I've been
It's the
thinking, but
only thing that could it be.
Maybe he's
5 yards
messing
to carry is
around
pretty
with
good.
Andy Reid's wife.
He's got 5
Jesus.
yards to carry 3 different times.
That got weird.
He gave Andy Reid's wife a yeast infection. Freaking Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Everything makes sense
He's
now.
dirty.
6%
Dirty
of the
boy.
snaps.
Right there when he
Yeah.
played his 56% snap share, 22 points, I should have sold him.
I told you to on podcast. Just
I know, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna keep him. I like him as my RB3. Now he's like my RB9.
I like his talent, but just
But he
look at
does
what
it
he's
4
doing
weeks in a
with.
row, dude. You're kind of thinking maybe it's just him, you know?
And he gets 19 carries in the week where I'm like, oh wow, like they like this kid, you know? They're like, nah.
Well, good luck, Josh. You guys got predictions for the game?
I got Chiefs winning 31-24.
What about player predictions for fantasy?
Yeah, what about the receivers? I think Mike Williams and Keenan Allen are active.
Yep, they are.
They said that Keenan Allen's going to be limited.
I hope
For
Keenan
the
Allen
rest of
has a
his career.
massive game, dude.
That would be kind of funny just because like it would just be the cherry on the top of my wonderful day.
Oh, Kadarius
Keenan Allen
Toney's
just
gonna
pops
have
off.
8 catches for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Your
It's
lips
gonna
to
be
God's ears,
sweet, dude.
Josh. Your lips to God's ears.
It's gonna be so sweet, dude.
Look, it's Randall
Isaiah
from
Pacheco
Monsters
is gonna
Inc.
run the ball for 19 times for 96 yards and a touchdown. Patrick Mahomes is gonna do whatever he wants. It's gonna be great.
All right, boys. Well, good luck, Josh. Go Chiefs.
I heard the Chiefs clinch the division, dude. If they win.
Well, good
How
luck,
true
man.
it is.
Good luck in
sir.
your games. If there's any important things going on, I know there's a big game tomorrow too.
Night, I need Randall Moore and Brandon Ayuk to have big games. I know it's not what you need though. It's like the direct opposite of what you need, Randy. Literally.
Can't wait to cover this game. See how it's going to go with me and Randy and this Dingleberry and me and Cody, especially if we keep an eye on.
Hopefully, I just need Kadarius Toney with a few points, and I'll be able to pull it out.
I'm sure you will.
It'll
be good for me.
Probably.
All right. Well, we'll be back tomorrow. Thanks,
Later.
boys.